Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bundesliga show brought to you by Over the Bar. We're checking in this evening for another prediction show as we look forward to another weekend of Bundesliga footy. Tonight, we are previewing and predicting match week 9 of the Bundesliga. So, very much looking forward to this. There's some really big games, particularly at the bottom of the table, and some other tasty looking home fixtures for some sides. So, we shall work our way through it duly and just enjoy as we go along. Before we do, of course, as per usual, please do give us a thumbs up, give us a like on the video for obviously the continuous content that we bring out. If you're enjoying it, please do let us know. Comment along as well. Let us know your predictions if you're watching with us live or subsequently. And of course, please do subscribe to the channel. Keep us pushing forwards to we're well over 1,000 subs now, which is grand, but we really want to keep on pushing so that we can keep on providing more and more content. Me and Mark have got our eyes on a few more watch alongs as well, which we haven't done for a little while as well. So hopefully we can keep on providing the goods for all you Bundesliga fans out there. So alas, we shall crack on with our predictions. And Mark, you're going to kick us off this evening with the Friday night basement battle.
Yeah, I mean, this is it doesn't get much harder than this when it comes to predictions, does it? I mean, I most definitely won't be putting any of my cash on this match because I think it's a real hard one this to predict, to be honest. I think both sides winless, the only two winless sides in the Bundesliga going into week 9. And I just don't, I mean, if it was at Mainz, I'd be pretty confident that Mainz would win, I think. But with the fact that it's at Bochum, you've got to fancy the home side, under the lights, with a strong home crowd. And I've just got a feeling that they might nick a win here, to be honest. And as I said, I think in the review show of last week, if Mainz do lose this, we're going to be getting to very squeaky bum time for Bundesliga favourite Bo Svensson, unfortunately, because, you can't keep losing and keep your job at the end of the day. And this is a game that they will be expected to win, but I actually see Bochum getting a very tenacious 2-1 home win here, actually.
Okay, yeah, interesting stuff. Probably a much easier game to call is the next one on screen for myself. Bayern hosting one of the new boys, Darmstadt, who have obviously done, have sailed into Bundesliga life a lot better in recent weeks after a couple of hard matches to get themselves going. But trip to the Allianz is not easy for anyone. So nor will it be for Darmstadt. So I'm predicting a comfortable outing for Harry Kane and co. So I will go for a 4-0 scoreline. I honestly think that Darmstadt will be pretty pleased with that. Bayern just to tick along quite nicely. So yeah, 4-0 for me.
Yeah, I think some people might even say that one's a bit light there. Yeah, but I think most people expect a very heavy win. But obviously, Darmstadt have been a lot better in recent weeks, so that has definitely filtered into that one. Then, another game where the home side will be favourite, but obviously Gladbach only 1 win all season out of 8 games. It's not really good enough. And again, talking about managers in trouble, Sioane is definitely going to start getting sucked into that. And if they can't beat Heidenheim in this game, who was still winless on their travels this season, he's going to be in big trouble. I would go as far to saying that if they don't win this game, I could even see a shot sacking. Actually, I really could. I've just got a feeling that it's just not working out there with Sioane and his team. But yeah, I think Heidenheim, they've not been that great the last 2 weeks. Obviously, that collapse last week against Augsburg. But this is a game that they will believe they can get a point or even get that first away win of the season. But I just think this is a bigger game for Gladbach. I really do. I just think this is a game that they have to win. I tipped Heidenheim famously to win at Frankfurt, and that didn't go well at all. A lot of people lost some money on that one after I tipped that. And as a result, I'm going to go for a pretty comfortable home Gladbach win, a 2-0 home win for me.
He's going back for comfort, yeah.
No more shocks this week, guys.
No more shocks. The next game, tricky one to call this, isn't it? Based on what's happened so far this season. Obviously, Union Berlin took on Napoli midweek and succumbed to a 1-0 defeat Really nice, touching kind of moments after the game with the fans kind of just reiterating to the players, like, do not be disappointed, you know, from how far you've come, you know, saying how proud you should be of that performance as well. So great to see, you know, the fans having the players' backs, you know, through this really tough time for Union. And you know, they just need to stop the rot, don't they? So I think they will do this weekend. However, I don't think they'll necessarily get the 3 points. So I'm going to be a bit boring and sit on the fence. I'll go for a turgid 1-1 draw.
Yeah, both sides need a win in that one, really. I do feel that definitely Union will probably take a point, though, really being away from home. Then, yeah, two teams that are, you know, talking to teams that are on the up, FC Augsburg, obviously ending over a year without an away win last week. They'll come into this fixture and think, you know, they've got a chance against a Wolfsburg side who are, again, they're one of those teams where I'm not quite sure the direction their season's going to go in. Yeah, I mean, it's 4 wins, 4 defeats. Performance-wise, they've been pretty good, but they've still picked up 4 defeats, which will be too many by Kovac, and I'm sure the fans and the board at Wolfsburg expect. They will expect them to win this game as well, but I've just got a feeling that Augsburg, I quite like the look of Thorup, what I've seen so far, and I've said for a while that I quite like the look of their squad. You know, they've got a few options. Demirovic is a great player. You know, if Tietz can continue the form he showed last week too, that's going to be like a great you know, addition to their team. And I've got a funny feeling this is going to be my like kind of half shock of the week, where I'm going to go for a home win here. Actually, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Augsburg win to continue their good start under Jess Thorup.
Yeah, interesting one there for sure. Kovac's men will be under pressure if they take another loss, actually, start to fall down the league a little bit more. Next one. So VfB hosting Hoffenheim. Interesting one. This, of course, the clash of the former managers on both sides. Pellegrino Matarazzo coming back to VfB, and obviously Seb in charge of the home side. So yeah, tricky one again. So Hoffenheim have been slightly more up and down, of course, and Stuttgart has shown such strong home form. Of course, the attacking talents of Hoffenheim will test VfB, but I still want to say a home win. I'm going to go for a 2-1 home win, and Undav still to shine in maybe in the absence of Girassi.
That would be a big one for sure. Obviously, a bit of a derby as well, that one, although there's not really a real strong hatred between the teams as such. Yeah, and then it's obviously Leipzig-Köln. This is one of the games where most people will say it's very, you know, only one way this can go, and that's the way I'm going to go with as well for this one. I just think I really like the look of Leipzig, even though they're not winning every game. I feel as though the performances are a lot more consistent what they have been sometimes in the past. Marco Rose is doing a really good job there. They had another good win in the Champions League. They're looking good to make the last 16 again in the Champions League, where they always seem to be these days, which is great for them. And I just see another comfortable home win here. You know, Leipzig, they very rarely don't win at home, to be honest. They're a very, very strong home team in general against anyone, really. And I just can't see Köln, despite me tipping their win last week against Gladbach. I don't see them even getting close to making it back-to-back wins here. And I think a 3-0 home win for the Red Bull team.
Yeah, that's very fair shout indeed. And then on to Sunday's games, and Frankfurt hosting, not flying Dortmund, but they're certainly getting those wins by hook or by crook in a really entertaining and really important win in midweek. Last night against Newcastle away in the Toon. They managed to get a huge victory. So they'll be buoyant. The momentum is with Dortmund, generally speaking. They're just not scoring as many goals, but they're also not conceding as many either. It's quite a strange Dortmund side in terms of what we're used to seeing, goals at all ends in that sense. But maybe a nice change of pace for some fans. So in this case, I think it'll be tight again. We've seen Frankfurt improving slightly. We talked about it in the review show. At least them finding a few more goals with Marmoush leading the line. At least Gahiri and Canal finding form as well. So I think the home side would definitely put up a good fight. But again, I'll go for a tight away win in this case. So it's got to be 2-1. I think there'll only be a goal in it.
Yeah, that's probably the game of the weekend this weekend, really, isn't it? Definitely Sunday night. And another interesting Sunday evening game as well between the 2 Europa League representatives this season from the Bundesliga. And it's, high-flying Leverkusen, who have yet to kick off tonight, but Freiburg are already looking good to get another win. And as we mentioned before kickoff, Rory, they look like they're starting to get back to their old selves after a slow start, which is great to see. They're going the opposite way from Union at the moment. They're starting to win games again through hard work. And obviously the form of that man, Vincenzo Grifo, is back to his best. And, when he's back to the best, they're always a danger because, he is such a good player. But again, I think everybody that watches this show knows how much I enjoy Leverkusen this season. I just don't see them dropping points in this kind of game anymore. Like the Bayern Arena's packed out every week and great support. Freiburg will take a good few up there as well. They always do away from home. But I just think that it will be another win for Leverkusen. I don't think it'll be a classic this game. I think Leverkusen might just have to kind of grind this one out a little bit because, the fixtures are picking up. But Patrick Schick was back on the bench last week, which is really good to see. Will he start tonight? Probably not against Karabakh. But I think, this will be another home winner. I don't think it'll be a classic, but I think it'll be a 2-0 Leverkusen win with two relatively tired sides competing with each other there.
Yep, absolutely good stuff. So just to finish up for this evening, let's have a quick peek at what the table might look like should our predictions come to pass. And pretty much as you were. Leverkusen still holding on to top spot by the 1 point should they get past Freiburg, followed by VfB Stuttgart, Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund and RB Leipzig, with a bit of a gap forming potentially between 5th and 6th place. Again, this is obviously based on our predictions. And if we scroll to the bottom of the table, right to the very foot, we'll see Mainz still in big trouble behind victorious at the weekend, just gone FC Köln in the Rhine derby, but yeah, tricky assignment for them as well. Ahead of a number of teams on 7 points should again our predictions come to pass. Look how tight it is. We're almost kind of getting to the point mark where we've got 2 leagues in effect. I kind of feel there is a big divide between the top, the top 9 and then versus the bottom 9 right now, which is really interesting to see. But yeah, you see that all the way up to Werder. Potentially we could have so many teams involved in the relegation battle this season, which I'm sure we will follow with great interest for the rest of the season. So shall gladly hand back over to yourself. And just a little bit of an FYI, we are back fantasy footballing tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. UK time. We'll put out a tweet about that very shortly indeed.
Yeah, definitely. So if you enjoyed what you saw today, don't forget to check out our Twitter, which is @OverTheBar and @OverTheBar Extra. Don't forget to follow Rory as well on there @VillageFooty20. And also don't forget to keep liking and commenting and obviously subscribing too. Yeah, so keep us going in the right direction. We're up to around 1,060 subscribers now, which is great. We're continuing to grow. But yeah, keep on helping us by recommending us to your friends and following our stuff and watching our videos as well. But yeah, as Rory said, it's not long until your next fix of Bundesliga show action, which will be tomorrow morning with the fantasy show. And then we'll also be back with the review show on Monday night as well. So yeah, thank you very much again and see you then.
Cheers all.